Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is Iyanda Siraj, the Eclectic High Priestess. I hope that I'm finding you well in good spirits, whether you are new or returning. Yo, it's good to have you. Listen, today was a day in the bed for me. There's other types of the energies that I've been working with and actually been introduced to for some time now, but just kind of like didn't believe in it, right? Low key didn't believe it was a thing. But now I'm here because I know that today, the feelings that I was having, the symptoms that I was having today, I don't know that they were mine. You know what I'm saying? So I was in bed all day today. I was dealing with pains that I don't deal with on a normal basis. Okay. Now, I have had migraines in the past and they do come up periodically, but today there was this energy like just on me. I was tired. My face was like hurting so bad, like behind my eye, in my head, which led me to do some research on lupus. Okay. So many like celebrity people kept coming to mind, but these were people who were already passed over. Um, and I'm just laying in the bed. I mean, literally, I was in the bed all day, and I mean, my teenager, man, praise God for her because she took care of the house today, honestly. So I just wanted to come on here because I'm tired of just thinking that it's about me. Like I'm tired of thinking that all of these things that come through me are mine. You know what I'm saying? And I go to the doctor and I ask all these questions, and then it just test results come back and it'll be nothing, right? So I decided to come on here today, and we're gonna see if this is a message for the collective. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, whoever needs this confirmation, or whoever needs to hear these things, whatever. I'm not sure what I'm looking to accomplish with this, but I hope that that it serves someone well. Okay, so I do feel that if you have been questioning whether or not there is something actually going on within you, the answer is yes. Um, Lupus is one of those diseases or disorders that it can show up so many different ways that it can be difficult to diagnose. In my research today, it said that it typically takes at least 6 years to diagnose someone with lupus. This is saying that like from the time their first symptoms show up, and they begin to research and look into it and see what it is, it can take 6 years to be diagnosed. This is because the symptoms are so random, and it can affect all these different organs of your body. Okay. It can affect you in so many ways. And so your eyes, your hair, your nervous system, your gastro system. I mean, like it can show up in so many different ways. So it can confuse medical experts, honestly, is really what they wanted to say without saying it, right? But I'm here. I'm going to confirm, because I'm sitting there and I'm doing some research about the condition, and all these celebrities kept coming through my psyche, and I'm like, why are you talking to me? And so I went and I'm looking them up, and they all had lupus. And so I was just blown away by the fact that it was just happening like that. And so I'm here and I'm just going to try to pull some of these cards and see what happens. Not sure what we expecting, but let's see what happens. I decided to use the African American tarot with the original Rider Waite tarot tonight, just to kind of see, because I do like some of the images and things that are here. I feel like they kind of speak to, I just feel like they have a lot of different messages, honestly, is what I'm saying. So someone is definitely about to get a lupus diagnosis, or just has gotten one after a long time of trying to figure out what was going on with them. Okay. And for whatever reason, it feels like, this is already, because one of the things that I did learn, this is already in your family somewhere. I learned that when you are diagnosed with lupus, typically there's someone else in your family who's already been diagnosed. It's something that's genetic, like it's in the DNA. And so it may manifest in someone and it may not manifest, right? So I just want to see what the guys have to say about this topic. Because I feel that some people have been trying to figure out like why they don't have energy. Like you remember in a time when you had a whole lot of energy, you could just get things done. I mean, like even just simple things like going out and enjoying time with friends. It's like now you don't have the energy for it, honestly. The one thing that was big with me that stood out was that it can affect your brain and your nervous system. Okay. And this is important because a lot of people will have switches in their emotional and their mental states. Disorganization of thinking, can't really think clearly or think straight. Excuse me. And won't know what the source of it is. Okay. And so today I'm here to confirm for somebody. I'm not a medical expert. Let me put that out there. I'm not a medical expert. I'm just giving you this intuitive message. And if you have been dealing with random symptoms and have been feeling confused, have been feeling defeated because you haven't been able to find answers, then this message is for you. And I'm going to give you this piece of information. You can go to your doctor. And if your doctor has been resistant about helping you, get past like them, I guess, you can go to a rheumatologist. All right. So the thing is, you can specifically ask for an ANA test or a double strand helix panel. Okay, a double strand helix panel. And those two tests will be able to identify for you. They'll be able to measure white blood counts, or your blood counts in general, and be able to help identify whether or not the source of your ailments is lupus. Okay, for somebody, it's definitely going to be lupus. And for the person that I'm talking to, you have dealt with loss of muscle tone in your body. You have unexpected weight changes, like unintentional weight changes, up or down. Typically down, because when you gain weight via lupus, because of lupus, it's usually because of the treatment, not necessarily because of the condition itself. But because it is hormonal, you can, have weight gain as well. So also, if you are listening to this message and it's for you, then you've also had unexplainable confusion and fog in your mind and in your brain. And so yeah, you're having hard time thinking clearly, even just remembering things. So your memory, you may be having memory problems. Yeah, that's how this feels. It feels like those are the symptoms that you have most dealt with. I would say even disorientation. And if it's gone far enough, I'm not sure if it can, I mean, if it deals with your brain and your nervous system, then I imagine that it could snowball into like certain mental health conditions, okay? Because they do snowball and turn into other things or compile, right? So that's that. So the Six of Wands would say that you feel like you don't have the same vigor, that you can't get things done the way you used to get them done. I feel like they have Usain Bolt on this card. So I just feel like even just being so tired, I even feel the energy of being short of breath a lot, random times being short of breath when you're not even exerting yourself. For some too, your sex drive is down or completely gone with this Knight of Cups here. I feel like your mood, there's a lot of mood disorder too. So mood disorders, depression or something like that. We have the Seven of Cups. I talked about confusion and disorientation that's happening for somebody. And then we have the Eight of Cups here. Yeah, see, I feel like you've been just trying to move on and like let this go and like not think anything of it. It's making me think of this time I went to the doctor and I was having some issues and they told me it was in my head. So I feel like I feel like for somebody out here, that same thing happened for you, where the doctors are kind of confused, but they just defaulted to, we don't see anything wrong, so it must kind of just be in your head, right? But I think you've been feeling that you needed to look at it further or research it further. Yeah, the tower. The tower says that, look at you, look at this. A lot of life leaving you. Like you just feel dead. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you're decaying and you don't know why. And this feels like this is a thing for someone for sure. Now, I think there's also a celebrity. I feel like that a celebrity may be passing soon due to these types of complications from their health. And I don't think that is going to be something that anybody expects because the person seems well right now. Now, when I was thinking about it earlier, the person who kept coming to mind was Nick Cannon, um, mostly because I was tying some other things to it, but I'll just share with y'all. But mostly because he's been procreating at a rapid rate. Okay. And I'm not sure if he knows that he's not well, or if his spirit is just allowing him to do that. Okay. Allowing him to seed more, into the population because he is about to leave. Right. But that was a whole thing. Like I just kept feeling like that was a thing for him. So I'm just going to get a few more cards here. It's not necessary because I really do feel like it's going to answer a whole lot of questions. And I feel like it's the realization is not, I'm picking up an energy of kind of like, a lot of things happening to you and the way that you have had to interact with people or the way people have been seeing you during all of this. I think it's really going to be a huge epiphany for a lot of people, epiphany, but it's going to be a huge revelation for a lot of people because I feel like, somebody telling you like, oh my gosh, you always whining, or you're not that tired or whatever. Like, I just feel like people like downplaying kind of like your symptoms and when you are not feeling well. And so I think that with this diagnosis, if you go ahead and move forward with it, the diagnosis is going to shed light and just make sense of a lot of things for you and for other people. I think people will feel bad kind of like about the way they were treating you if this is for you. And this is not a woe is me situation, but I felt like I'm supposed to say that, like, you need to know that a lot of the misunderstanding and everything around you um will begin to clear up, and many people will just feel kind of bad because they didn't know what was going on, so then we have is this justice? Mm-mm. What card is it? I don't use this card that much. Also, I'm hearing that somebody in your family actually does suffer from lupus, but you don't know that. You don't know that. See, something is kept from you. You don't know it. And you know why you probably don't know it? It's probably because you probably there's something about your like paternity or like actual like who your parents really are. So there is an energy that you can't pinpoint. Okay, so this is what's coming up. When my daughter was born, she was born with trisomy 21, which is Down syndrome, and she what the process when she was born, they did DNA testing on her, lab work on her, and then they called me back to have me do DNA testing to see where like if I carried the gene or the trait for it, or if it came from the paternal side. And so I feel like there's an answer here in like your actual like ancestry or your actual like your family. Like there's an answer here in your family. This is the hanged man here. So I do feel like, look, many people watching on you, but those are Arumala's eyes. So I don't think that it's more so, it is people. But again, this information is not being given to you for whatever reason. There's a question here. And so if it's not your own mom and dad, then it would be like your your mom, your grandparents. Like you don't know like who your mom's dad is or your dad's dad or something like that. So it would be tied, it would be like that. Okay. So you would need to look in, if you have a step grandparent or something like that, then you need to look into your the actual parents DNA or their family line to see if this is something that comes from over there. Okay. Now I feel like if you go to the doctor and ask for this testing, the results are going to come back and you're going to be able to move into treatment really quickly. Okay, really quickly. Which feels really good to me. I just think that once it's pinpointed, it's gonna move really quickly, and you'll begin to see some healing. Now, because Nick Cannon was the person who kept coming to my mind earlier, um, there's this energy when Nick Cannon found out, his doctors actually said that he had a very progressive case of lupus when he showed up. Okay. Now, I don't know what that really means as far as like how bad it was or if he was having kidney failures or whatever organ failures. I'm not sure. But this is the energy that I'm picking up, is that once you do get there, there will be quick treatment. Okay. So now I don't know if that's because your situation will be bad too, like pretty progressive as well, or if they'll just be happy that they caught it when they caught it. Right. Do we want to add anything else to this message? Now we can talk about this celebrity. TLC's left eye as well, because I've told y'all my face over here was just dying. It was like pounding, and I was all this pressure pushing out towards my eyeball. It was intense, and so I didn't think about it until like maybe like 7 o'clock this evening, and I was like, wait. Left eye TLC. Didn't she have an autoimmune disease? I'm like, was it lupus? Was it lupus? And so then I went and looked, and yes, it was lupus. It was lupus. And I was like, dang, y'all, dang. Oh wow, okay. I just heard a message too. Like, this is totally something else, but somebody has been sending somebody evil eye to make them ill, but or to make them less successful or something like that, and that person has lupus. The person who's actually sending it has lupus themselves. Okay, so that was a random message, but like one of your haters got lupus, your main hater got lupus. Okay. What else do you want to add to this message here before we move on to who this celebrity is? What message? Anything else to add? Yeah, see, look at that. Look at this person. They're all sickly and not well. And the Hierophant could be a doctor in this situation, leaving people out in the cold to figure out things on their own. And you know why I think? Because for somebody, and I don't know if this is going to be for one person or many people, but for somebody, you were rejected by doctors so that you would find out on your own. So that because you have a path as a healer, you have a path as a healer. And so, and whatever that means for you, but whatever healing means for you, you do have a path with as one. So the doctors rejected you, or the doctors didn't find the answer because you were supposed to find it. Okay. Now, I'm picking up on medical mediumship, and that's what I was explaining to you guys in the very beginning, is that medical mediumship is something that I was led towards once I started to study more about shamanism and things like that. And I won't say that I didn't believe in it, but I really was stuck in like the 3D of like, I'm having these symptoms, my body is doing something to me. You know what I'm saying? So it took me a little while to get on track with the fact that it's a psychic sense, or it's a physical, it's a sense. So anyway, I'm picking up on the age of 55, 55. Oh, also, that's another thing. You could have been sent away as with no answers because you were outside of the normal parameters for diagnosis. Okay, they say that typical diagnosis age range is between 15 and 44, and that's a very specific, right? So if you are 55, then and immediately it wouldn't have been something that they would have looked at because they would have assumed that would have been caught before 55, right? So there could be something there about somebody who's in their early 50s, 55 specifically, who is diagnosed with lupus or will be diagnosed with lupus. Okay. Y'all ready to go down the rabbit hole? Because originally I titled this video, I was going to add that it could be like a psychic attack, or that it could be a government, like, you could be a targeted person with this. So I won't take y'all down that rabbit hole, but I will put out there that sometimes people are sent energy that makes them sick. Okay. Via black magic, via just like poisoning and random things throughout life. These things are set up in a certain way because if you don't know, lupus is most common in minorities, right? In Hispanics, blacks, and Asians. Okay. And most common in women. And they're said it's not very common for men, and it's not very common for whites. So with that being said, this is one of those things that makes you wonder, like, why would that be? Why would it be that only this one group of people is less likely to have this condition? I'm being led to bring up like sickle cell too, because sickle cell anemia has the same data behind it. Very prominent in blacks specifically, and less and more prominent in women. Even though I know a lot of men with sickle cell anemia, so that's a different situation altogether. But I do feel that there's a sense of a governmental entity. I do feel like there is like a vibe here about people being made intentionally sick and it's showing up as lupus. Okay. Now, because I've never like cast any like sick, making magic to make people sick. I do mostly defensive magic and stuff like that, and manifestation magic, right? But you can literally pick a condition and say, I want them to die and we're going to make it look like this, right? And that's just my understanding of how that works. You can cast a certain symptoms on the person or something like that. And then the other thing that I was thinking about was, dang, what was I talking about? Talking about magic, make people sick. This could, anyway, I don't know. I just lost that thought. So I'll just leave it where it's at. Kind of like, reproductive health. Reproductive health is another one of those big questions or theories or conspiracies where we wonder why reproductive health, or the concern for or the like the numbers are so high with that, when black women and black men, why we have so many issues with that stuff, and are left to figure it out on our own. We have the Four of Wands here. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is speaking again to like bloodlines, families specifically. See, targeted bloodlines and targeted families. If we know we have elite families and elite, if we know we have elite families, then we would have to believe that we have like targeted families that that certain beings or certain entities wouldn't want to continue or wouldn't want to thrive, right? And now I'm not saying that that's every minority family, but when we think about things, all these different systems that are in place to do that, like the prison industrial complex, I'm a 100% believer in the fact that that if they get your granddaddy, they're gonna try to get your daddy, they're gonna try to get you, and they're gonna try to get your son. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a whole vibe, like it's like specific to a bloodline or specific to a family, right? Yeah, I think it's because, certain families or certain beings are. Oh, wow. Okay, so mm, there's a dynamic here too of like royal bloodlines. I just said that royal bloodlines or bloodlines that have. I'm hearing to indigenous tribes, indigenous lands. Maroon society just came to my mind because we do have the Pope here. Pope, whatever you want to call it, cloaked in a red garment. And so I'm hearing Maroon Society or the Moorish Empire. Now that would make sense. That would make sense that as more people are nationalizing or reclaiming indigenous status and taking themselves out of like the pot, the money pot of the United States, that the government would want to target. And I'm not saying that this just started, but I'm saying that, with the rise of people getting out of the system, I would say that would be a thing. Like, oh, you trying to, nah, we about to make you reliant up on our medical system so that you will stay around, right? It just says shoot your shot because I'm bulletproof. So some of y'all don't have nothing to worry about. Some of y'all got nothing to worry about in that situation. Um, Yeah, the emperor. See, there's a sense of control or domination that's in this, and I don't think it's just. I don't on a medical level or on an individual level. You can address it if you are on your path of holistic wellness, and it doesn't matter how that manifests for you. But if you know how to care for yourself to keep to keep yourself well and protected from these types of things, then cool. Then just do what you know to do already. Okay. For somebody, I'm hearing that you might need to get like certain supplements like zinc, vitamin C. I'm not a medical professional, but these are the things that I've come to understand and I've come to know. You may need to supplement like zinc, vitamin C, but I would definitely go have those panels done. The A panel. Let me make sure that's the right, because I think it is A. Y'all know I be saying stuff and I have to go look it up to make sure I'm saying the right thing. ANA. Yeah, it's the ANA lupus blood pattern test. Okay. And then the other one is that double helix panel. Okay. So it's basically a genetic test. It's a genetics test. So go to a trusted agent, don't just go to just like these diagnostic centers because, they part of the plan, right? Okay, so with the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom, I do feel like there's definitely a family tie to this. There's definitely some type of family tie to this. And I think also what we were talking about with like people leaving the system or like coming out from under the control of these different systems and dynamics, the inheritance card, because there is something, we're talking about reparations and things like that coming forward for people, and these higher entities know about this. Okay, so they would do whatever they could to trap your legacy here, to keep you from being able to move forward into calmer waters, to freedom, in essence, right? They lock up your money. Yeah, they lock up your money, your health. The King of Pentacles, that's also like a clean bill of health. The King of Pentacles would be a clean bill of health. But either way, I just feel like there's definitely something here about this, and I don't think that it's by chance that a lot of our influential celebrities have all like been diagnosed with lupus. Okay, and then they die somehow. So like Lisa dying the way she died, right? Left eye. Um, after her diagnosis. And I think it's an easy segue because it does have so many manifestations. So we'll just say she, like, just like COVID, like we'll just say they got COVID, and it looks so many different ways that when we say it's COVID, people will just take it's COVID because we the doctor. You know what I'm saying? With lupus, that would worry me because that means that they just give this blanket thing, and then you can be taken out anyway. They can, I don't know, mess with your car. They can do anything because like that was her. Was it plane crash or a car crash? So she died. I thought she died in a plane crash. That's weird because I was pretty sure she died in a plane crash on a vacation. But anyway, a car crash at the age of 30. She was on the hunt for a cure when she died. And see, again, that makes a lot of sense. See, ain't nothing new. These niggas phony. These doctors, they fake. Oh, she did die in a car accident while on vacation in Honduras. In Honduras. Okay, yeah. But anyway, like I was saying though, because it can target all these different areas, you could have an outcome that, if you just passed out one day and they said, oh, it was complications from her lupus. You got into a car accident. Oh, she wasn't seeing clearly because it can affect your eyes. Oh, they had a seizure. Oh, because seizures are another thing. Oh, it's lupus. So I just feel like it's a whole thing. All right. Yeah, so I think that's what that's about. So I just want to see if we can get some initials about kind of like, cause this celebrity that's gonna cross over. Oh, that's another thing I was gonna do. I'll look it up after I pull out the letters. Look, I got acorn. Oh, I just thought Akon. I don't know why, but I did just think Akon when I put out the acorn. I got A. Oh, okay. D. Okay. Z. Zendaya. ZDA. Zendaya. She has lupus too, I think. ZDA. Zendaya. Or is it Zendaya? No, it's Selena Gomez, not Zendaya. But we got a Y, so I do see Zendaya. Okay, hold on, wait. I ain't never heard. I don't think she. Okay, here we go. 9 celebrities with lupus. TELA. So that came back from the dead. Wow. So Dr. Sebi is reincarnating. Dr. Sebi is reincarnating, or these the number 3 is significant too because she passed TLC. She passed away when she was 30 years old. But 33. I don't know if that number is significant for other people as well, but I do see very clearly ZDAYA. I don't know. So whatever this is, some type of health condition. Does she have some other type of health conditions, Zendaya? I have no idea. But I do see TLC right here. So left eye is definitely right here. Okay, but who's on the list? Okay, on the list we have. Who is this? Selena Gomez. Okay, my thing just beeped, so I really feel like there's something about maybe Selena, but Lady Gaga, Tony Braxton, I knew that one. Nick Cannon, Seal. See, Seal, most people don't know that his scarring on his face is from lupus. Kristen Johnson. After 17 different doctor's visits and pain and months of painful tests, she finally got the diagnosis. This is so hard. Okay, Trick Daddy. Okay, Trick Daddy actually he has discoid lupus, and that actually will start to like eat away at your skin. I knew a lady, an older lady when I was a kid, whose nose had been completely deteriorated. So she literally had to build her nose every morning with medical clay, prosthetic clay. Shannon Box, gold medal winning Olympian soccer player, diagnosed in 2007. What's her name? Shannon Box. No, I don't have any indication of that here. Marisa Tanchorian? Have no idea who that is. I don't see her either. Okay, so I feel like there's definitely something here about Zendaya. And I said there's some health condition because I didn't limit it to her having lupus or to the person having lupus, but it is some type of autoimmune. So Zendaya, I don't know why she's showing up like this. Zdaya, literally. Zendaya, Zdaya. OA. These people are original angels, maybe OA, because that's original angel. All right, what are we seeing here? What are you telling me about Zendaya? That's what I want to know. Because her name is right here. I don't care. That's her name. What is that? Eight of Cups. Tell me about this, Zendaya. This lady, star in reverse. Yeah. Star is healing. I don't know that's somebody is about to try to. What's the kid? Oh, the kid. Oh, what's the little kid? The not say little kid. The rapper who just announced that he was going to leave the music industry. He's going to take all his monies that he's made so far and begin and become an herbalist because this person is leaving the industry to become a healer, to heal people. Okay, so now I need to see if Zendaya has any affiliation 1010 on the clock right now. Okay. Does she have any other health concerns? Mostly just anxiety, but that is one of the things that happens with lupus. It can the onset of it can happen because of extreme stress, um the conditions, just like environmental conditions and things like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're born with. It can be developed because of environmental factors, hormone changes, and things like that. Tatum, Channing Tatum, Tatum. I have Tatum. Yeah, I have Tatum right there. Tatu. Not quite. Yeah, I think this might be tied to her somehow. I mean, I don't feel like there's a doubt. Like, I feel like I'm pretty certain that this is tied to her somehow. Now, what was that little boy's name? Because I don't know if his name is similar to this. Rapper, leaving, music. NLE Chopper. That's his name. No, I don't see his name here either. But that's the guy. He says he's about to buy out his contract and become a full-time herbalist. So we need to watch him. We need to protect this young king, right? Okay, so anyway, Zendaya. Let's pull a few cards here to talk about Zendaya. What you want to tell us about Zendaya? Because there's something here. Zdaya. Like, I didn't see that real quick. Seven of Wands. Maybe she's secretly overcoming something. Maybe she's secretly dealing with something. See, her mental health. Maybe she don't know that maybe uh Page of Cups. Yeah. Maybe she's dealing with something behind the scenes and hasn't announced it or told us yet. Because she had a lot of concern amongst during the coronavirus and stuff. She had a lot of concern. She was dealing with a lot of depression and stuff because of the isolation and things like that. And a lot of people's immune systems were weakened during that time. Okay. So maybe she's dealing with something behind the scenes. And the depression and anxiety and stuff could be tied to something else, could be tied to lupus or whatever autoimmune disorder. Cards going all over the place. The title card. Yeah. I think it's about to come out though. I think she's going to share it soon. Yep, the King of Pentacles coming back out with the health because it was in reverse. So I feel like she's about to come forward and say something about her health soon. She wants to share and help people get the diagnosis. She wants to help direct and connect people to the information that they need. See, look at this. You see up there in the corner, the lady teaching or sharing information with other people. And look at this. This is somebody cheating death or on the verge of they're ill, and maybe they cheat death. But the King of Pentacles was in reverse. So maybe not. maybe when they start trying to share the knowledge and wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Maybe when they speak up more to become an advocate, right? What Temperance here? That's the healer card. Temperance is the healer, the doctor, honestly. I said the Hierophant could be a doctor, and it can be, but Temperance is a doctor, okay? So, like, somebody could come forward and say that they actually healed themselves already from a disorder, and they had to do it behind the scenes. And I can't get over this OA energy, original angel. Like, I can't get over that. That's like standing there. Yeah, Temperance definitely wants to come out, and another title card. So I feel like there could be like a manual or a book or something like that a person looks to release, or a statement even, because with the title cards, that's like instructions or a book or like a how-to type of vibe. So I do. Yeah. Let's look at that. It's the Fool too. Look. Yeah. Okay. This person, I'm gonna say that that's a medicine bag in this card. Typically, it's not a medicine bag with the tarot, but for some reason, I feel like it is. Who is this on this card? Tell me who this is on this card in the sun here. Okay, this is the first human beings. Didn't I say original angel? And on this card they have like Adam and Eve, but Adam and Eve as other people consider the first people, but right. Um Tell me, you're not gonna tell me who that is in that picture up there? They show not. Okay, but it is. I guess that's all we needed to hear. OA is confirmed. All right. OA is confirmed. All right, so let's clarify these few cards here to see if there's anything else to add to our message regarding Zendaya. Oh, okay. Seven of Swords. Yeah, I said, remember I said behind the scenes or just not showing the hand, kind of like being strategic on how to do it. Okay, so I feel like yeah. I also feel like too, if this is somebody speaking up about a conspiracy, we already know, Dr. Sebi, that's something that people know about. People feel like, that his life was ended because of the wisdom he held. But the Seven of Swords would say that somebody wants to be a whistleblower or tell the truth about treatment or diagnosis regarding these autoimmune disorders. Oh, I just heard testing. So I feel like that's also something that would be brought up about kind of like maybe we'll find out that there's not find out, but maybe there'll be proof like documents and test results and lab logs and things like that that'll prove that there are still experimentations going on. And this is a theory, of course. We know there's all these conspiracy theories about that. But the fact that it's a conspiracy theory is a theory that there is a conspiracy. And so maybe there's proof to prove the conspiracy here coming out soon. And this would be hidden. This would be somebody's private notes or private documentations or records that other people are not confidential records, right? Seven of Swords would be confidential records too. Anything else? Yep. See, it's not for everybody's viewing with the Page of Swords because the Page of Swords is low-key a spy. So I would say that these records are not for everyone's viewing with these two cards together. Temperance showing up again because it's not meant that I mean, if all of us become healers, then what do we need the medical system for? And that's a $1 trillion industry. Anything else you want to add about this autoimmune system, Zendaya's name popping up here? Like, we don't want her to pass away, but I do feel like this is one of those things. We have Hayman here. This was here twice. So I feel like we'll be waiting for this information, but it's here with the Page of Cups. So yeah, it's about to come though. It's been, like I said, it's been held back. And I think that many people may come forward with this at one time, or many people may have similar stories with this. We already have so many people that have the same story of coming to certain knowledge or seeking certain knowledge and then dying. Okay, so what about this King of Pentacles? King of Pentacles. Knight of Cups again. Yeah, this knowledge is they don't want this to spread. No. Yeah, see, look, Three of Wands in reverse. No, this is not supposed to be out for everybody. It's not supposed to be open knowledge, because what it means for the future is that people will take their healing into their own hands, right? As many people across the world have just taken their own healing into their own hands, but not to the point where these systems will actually crumble. And so I think that whatever is about to come forward is going to crumble the systems. Yeah. There's breadcrumbing. They want to keep breadcrumbing information, practices, even diagnosis. Like, you have to go in there knowing exactly what you're asking for, even with immunizations, right? even with immunizations. Okay, so we're gonna find out that a certain immunization causes lupus, an immunization that babies are given at birth, probably. Maybe not just lupus, but some other autoimmune deficiency too. But lupus for sure, I think. But yeah, I feel like that we're being breadcrumbed. Obviously, we know that we don't have all the information about these systems, about the food, about the So I just think there's definitely something about immunizations, because I feel like swords would also represent shots. Yep, the swords again. They want you bound in the system. They want you to stick to your shot record, your immunization schedule and stuff like that, and keep their empire built, because you got this whole like castle vibe back here. And I feel like that's like, we need this system to stay intact, so we kind of keep you from seeing all this information, or from knowing these different things, from accessing them. But the Eight of Swords is also a self-imposed prison. So that means anybody who's not seeking the knowledge won't know the knowledge. But once you start seeking it, what happens? They be trying to take you out. What else do we have here? Yeah, Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, or Five of Cups. Page of Cups. Yeah. So this information, they really just don't want this information to get out. I feel like there is definitely a projected outcome that is trying to be avoided right now by the powers to be, right? Like, not projected, but a like foreseen outcome, not projected. Yeah, but like foreseen outcome for regarding health and wellness. Obviously, since it's on the rise with all these different people. 55. Okay, no, Queen of Fu is like more like in her 60s or 70s. Do I have any? Mm-mm. Yeah, they don't even have her actual age on here. They have an age range between 60 and 70. Oh, that's interesting. Age range. Okay. I think that that's everything for this. Let me check real quick to see something else. Yeah, I think that that's it for this. But I am being told to pull a couple more letters to see how this plays out with names. Yeah, I'm over here playing Scrabble. Okay, I don't see any names, but I'm being told to talk to somebody about their feet, their teeth, your feet, your teeth, your lungs. And I just heard any day now. Any day now is what I just heard. Also, Langston University or LU in general. So the initials LU could be a thing, but I just saw Langston University, but that's in Oklahoma, so you would have to be here to know. I guess. Well, I mean, people know Langston, but anyway, whatever. Iyanla, Iyanla, her name is here. Daya, Daya, Daya. That lady's name. What was her name on the Orange is the New Black? The actress that plays Daya, the Hispanic lady. Well, there was multiple Hispanic ladies. Daya. Dayanara Diaz. Yeah, I see her too. Now I don't know that she has any of these conditions. This is weird. No, I don't see anything so far that's been mentioned about her having anything like this. Mostly just like her like weight and stuff like that is considered. So I mean, if that comes up, then I guess I'm here with it. Now Iyanla, I didn't look her up. Let's see if she actually has anything going on. Wow. No, she has some kind of diverticulous. What does it say? Diverticulitis. Diverticulitis. It's a colon disorder. My thing just beeped again. It's with the GI tract. I mean the digestive tract. So now you remember how I say it can show up as so many things and take forever because the symptoms can be like other disorders can be diagnosed from the symptoms, and that doesn't mean that they're not true. But there's also the overarching diagnosis of lupus, right? Inflammation or infection in one or more small pouches in the digestive tract, abdominal pain, fever, nausea, and a change in bowel habits. Okay, all right. So that's not an immune deficiency, but I mean that's a like technically like a virus or something. Okay, so I think that's everything. I'm gonna go ahead and leave us here. Let me pull a self care message for this group, for this to end this, so that we can just, since we're talking about health, let's just get a self care message. Deep breathing, so oxygenating your body, getting oxygen to where it needs to go. Also, like breathing treatments. So the lungs probably need attention. I'm also hearing that someone tied to this could be a cigarette smoker. Okay. Or smoke tobacco in general. So like even if you wrap your weed in tobacco, this could apply to you as well. Um, so yeah, to assist cellular healing or whatever this, to promote cellular health, that way you can kind of combat this disease. I'm getting deep breathing. Okay. Tap into your breath and watch how quickly your mood and circumstances can shift into a more positive state. One intentional breath at a time. Sometimes taking a few deep breaths can be the most potent medicine and allow you to come into the present moment with a fresh perspective. Long, deep breaths that go all the way down your chest will fill your body will nourish the nervous system. Practice deep breathing at every opportunity. It's especially useful before or after stressful situations. Take a breathwork class if needed. Breath of fire, Kundalini yoga. All right. So yeah, so deep breathing and then like purification of the air in your home would be beneficial for this group. Perhaps whoever this is, lupus is going to be tied to your lungs. and your nervous system, connect with your ancestors. It's definitely hereditary, or not hereditary, but it's in your bloodline. It's genetic. That's what I meant. So you might need to check into that. I already said that. I'm also picking up too that there's emphasis on your astrology. Um, there's a such thing as medical astrology. Actually, Vedic astrology dives into wellness and medical conditions that could be prominent for people based on their birth charts. So maybe look into that, because it's kind of like I would say it's a predictor, or like I guess it predicts what kind of conditions you might deal with. So Vedic astrology would be good for someone. I'm also picking up on breast cancer for someone, or maybe loss of breast tissue. Okay. All right. Maybe loss of breast tissue, complications, breastfeeding. I'm even seeing like secretions from the breast. I'm not sure if that's a symptom, but I'm picking up on it. And trembling in your body, like shakes. All of these things that's tied to the nervous system. So the breathing would assist with that. Heart problems, because I'm over here making love to this stone on my, on my neck. So some type of heart palpitation or something. All right, that's all I got for this message. So, all right, thank you guys so much for listening. If this resonates with you, please leave a comment below. Let me know. Also, subscribe to the channel. We don't want you following. We ain't followers over here. But subscribe to the channel and come back and see me again so we can stay up to date with what happens with this. So, yeah, peace.